This example of the overworked piece is quite a bit more complicated. There's a lot more activity going on, a lot more pieces attacking each other. And again, when you do your evaluations, you have to look at all the checks, you look at everything that's attacked and how many times. So let's just deal with that right now, and we see that the rooks are attacking each other. So this rook is attacked once by this rook, and again by the queen. So it's attacked twice, and it is defended by the queen and the rook, so it's defended twice. Then we look at checks. This rook can capture the king with check. If you really want to look at everything, you have to look at sacrificial checks. The queen can take this pawn with check. The queen could actually go there with check. Later we're going to look at examples where these things happen. So to have a really thorough tactical evaluation, which later you'll learn to do, but it's based on really the simplest ideas of the game. And then, in the earlier beginner videos, we looked at all the checkmates. So these are critical things because you're trying to control your opponent with the most forcing moves. Yeah, putting him on the defensive, as I will repeat time and again. So bear with my repetition. And the way you do that is by threatening the greatest things you can threaten, and checkmate is the greatest thing you can threaten, and then check is below that because you make your opponent have to do something. So let's look at the checks, the other checks now. What that white can do, the knight can check the king here with check, and then also, you look at the king. You have to look at king safety. That's one of the key elements of the game. Always look at king safety, and how many, if he has escape squares. And this king can't run here because the queen is guarding this square. So if the knight checks the king here, let's see if we can do that. Okay, check the king here. The king can't run. So the pawn would be forced to take the king, the knight, or the queen would be forced to take the knight. And there's a big difference. Let's say if the pawn takes the knight, then this rook could actually check the king, and that would be checkmate because the king can't run. There's nothing that can block this check. So that gives us a hint. That gives us a possibility to do an interesting combination, tactical combination. So it is white's turn to move here, and he does throw the. So what we're trying to do is trying to get in a situation 2 against 1, right? And then we'll win something, we'll win material. Now that's one of your main goals in chess, to win material, because then it becomes easier to win more material because you can gang up. You can, 2 against 1. It's more easily to do that if you're already up material. So white throws the check in, and we saw that if the pawn takes, that would be checkmate. So the queen is forced to take, and so the queen is overworked. Yeah, it has to take the knight, and now that leaves this rook defended only once by this rook. So the rook would be, now watch, this is interesting. The queen's still attacking this rook, but at the end of it all, there's a checkmate. So another check. So the rook captures the rook, and let's say, of course, the rook doesn't have to capture this, but let's say it does. Take with check. Queen takes. Queen can take this rook, and now the queen can come up here and checkmate the king because there's no blocker for this square. So what we want to gather from this is, again, how the simplest moves are the building blocks for more complexity, but that's how you're able to manage this and find these things, is by breaking them down to their simplest elements. Now proceed to tactic number 4, called the pin.